All right. Good evening and welcome, Zelda 1 Randomizer race fans. You are in for a treat this evening. Welcome to the Triforce Triple Play Season 1, round of 32, ongoing right now. We are going to see a great game this evening between OpnoPoint on the left-hand side of the screen, and on the right-hand side of the screen, we have TruantGamer. Promises to be a fantastic time this evening. My name is Neo Nonane, and I am joined here in the booth this evening by KTAP4321. KTAP, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm expecting a lot of Z1R, a good match, and a lot of chaos.
We are absolutely looking forward to that chaos. And incidentally, I would be remiss if we didn't mention before we started, Kimmy and Renikai over on the tracker. Thank you so much for keeping us honest as we go. Oh, and by the way, goodness gracious, here we are with TruantGamer.
We'll get everything synced up in a moment.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we are doing that as we speak, getting that all managed.
So we're gonna start seeing overworld checks and blank hints tonight.
All right, interesting. So for people who are getting a little bit newer to the seed or to the flag set for this this tournament, the hints themselves are random. We could get all sorts of fun things. We could get truthful hints. We could get deceptive hints. Today we rolled nothing hints.
That means we just don't have any fun deceptive information at all. Just nothingness but our runner's wits and theory crafting skills.
This is true. Now we have Opno making the check up at the Lost Hills Armos, and what we find is a blue ring shop. No new item yet.
247 blue ring, 112 bait.
A little pricey for the bait. The ring, I mean, gosh, I know it could roll down, but with the odds of it rolling up, based on how that thing rolls, you know what? Not the absolute worst that we've ever seen.
Opno's gonna have to play it carefully with these falling boulders and Armos. Just a gambling game on Opno's end. Truant, on the other end here, has found our any roads.
Yeah, and that's 3 Armos checks down, the 2 Forest and the Lost Hills, and we're getting these really good checks out of the way. One by Start under a burn bush, and one at the Forgotten Spot.
Def Armos, Def Armos, Def Armos.
Oh, yeah, ended up over there on the far right-hand side, going ahead and checking out the, on the far right-hand side of Kindle Row. So another burn bush is out of the equation, but, you know what? It's not that far off before we get to candles, which, by the way, KTAP, that's another one of our random flags for tonight. Will we have extra candles or not?
That's the question. Is there going to be any purchase required?
With that, we get to see our Coast Heart over on Opno's side with some very fancy HUD glitching, and that wasn't so fancy right then and there.
Nope, I'm not going to ring the tolls of doom yet, but the 3 small is present.
That is a tiny little secret, but that's a-okay. Right? Maybe we can get a good medium or we can get a good large to make up for that. Keep in mind, this is Mixed First Quest Overworld, which means that we will have the 3 large secrets in play tonight.
There's our large. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's kind of average.
Large might be a bit subjective, yeah. I think we run anywhere from 50 to 150 on the large secret, so running in at 7, whew, gonna be a little tough.
Yeah, but we also haven't seen our medium secret yet.
That
For all we know, that could roll big, and that could help proportion out the weight of the small secret.
Absolutely. Now, as our runners are going through and they're taking a look around, particularly with all these Armos checks, and I think we're about to go ahead and see a wrap to get over there right now. But with all these different Armos checks that are going on right now, we want to keep in mind that the wood sword can in fact be blocked by items. And in this case, if the Armos item is, for instance, a ladder or a raft or some such, you know, we could go and see that as an overworld blocking item. Or recorder. That would be fun.
Thanks to our lovely chatters, we're able to get more information at a faster speed, and by that information, we have a -19 door repair.
I love when the math gets done in chat. Armos item, not going to be too impressive, it turns out. Just a heart sitting underneath that Armos item.
Well, it looks like the dungeons are going to have the items tonight.
Now we're looking forward to see where we're going to find those dungeons. And by the way, where are we going to find that wood sword this evening?
I don't know. I think we're going to need some bombs for that. Or no, right here.
Right here, but here's a telling moment. No extra candles turned on.
That means there is purchase required.
Exactly. Purchase required. Oh, there's hearts across the board.
There goes our white sword item as well.
Alright, so white sword item, the ladder item, the Armos item, those are 3 hearts across the board. This is a chest jerk type of seed for this evening.
Ah, if only chest jerk was here. You gotta have heart.
Gotta have heart. So as we play through here too, we've been getting through this this round of 32 pretty decently over on the Triforce triple play level. Going to be getting into that round of 16 in the not too distant future. So I encourage everyone keeping an eye out for some more of these ongoing. We're going to see a lot of fun races coming up.
We have a 36 mid. This is officially a poverty seed. If Laws would here, it probably would be Laws certified.
You hate to see it when you're going to be going so tight on cash. But to be fair, I mean, these runners, they're going to prioritize the things that they know are going to make a difference. Things like arrows, maybe even bait. In Opno's case, probably a magical shield. But aside from that, I don't think we're going to be seeing any blue ring purchases tonight.
So, you do know, the money comfort can... Okay, never mind. We have 5 rupee bombs.
I can live with 5.
Contradicts me the moment I open my mouth.
And we still have them. And by the way, there is a fantastic global from Opno over on the left-hand side. Picking up 4 bombs over there as well. So now we're bombed up within our 2 players. And then they are keeping neck and neck with overworld exploration.
So it's about a matter of time we're going to stumble across our first dungeon.
Yeah, that is true. We're going to see what we end up bouncing around for dungeons. And that's, ooh, Death on the Overworld from Truant. So this might be interesting if it turns out that way up by Death Armos contains anything that's a level, or I guess that's really it for compelling stuff that we might be running into at this moment.
Well, we've been getting quite a bit of information just observing this overworld. So we do know that Wizrobes, Lionels, and Darknets are confirmed to be in dungeon enemies. It's just a matter of what combination of enemies is the game gonna throw at us.
And that's the beginning of let's call it the fun for this evening over here. Wizrobes in the dungeon, always tough, especially when you're in the early stages of this game without a lot of offense or defense. And we know defense might be a little challenging if we can't afford that blue ring.
But also combining Wizrobes' range and their deadliness with Armos. That is a combo you do not want to see. Well, for runners.
For us, great.
You finished my thought before I could even get to it.
Alright, we got Truant going ahead and picking some off of the bomb dropping gorillas down there. We got a take any on the coast for Truant as well. So now we're up to 6 hearts at this point. Not that we necessarily need to worry too much about picking them up for the item, but you know, obviously good to have heart.
Indeed. Extra hurts can make a life or death difference.
Absolutely, absolutely. Alright, and so we're going through and we're checking out a little bit more. We're here at the Death Armos to see what it is that we have, and we have ourselves with another take any.
Well, eventually we're gonna... Why do I have a feeling that there's gonna be a lot of levels at Death Mountain at this rate?
That makes for fun at Death Mountain, but it makes for a lot more fun if we end up seeing not just Death Mountain, but we see a lot of blocks. Keeping in mind, this is a mixed first quest overworld, so a lot of the things that you'd run into in second quest, like recorder blocks or power bracelet blocks or that sort of thing that wouldn't be in first quest, nope, they are hanging around this time where they at least have a risk. By the way, Truant picking up a candle over there.
So we have blue candle on Truant's side. Was that from a shop? I believe.
It was indeed from a shop, and by the way, hello, level 3.
How much was it? I missed it.
I believe it was 77 rupees. Certainly not
Pricey
cheap.
candle.
It is indeed. Now we're going to go off of my memory here, but I think a vanilla price is what, 60 rupees, something like that?
You're asking the wrong person about vanilla prices.
As I say, I don't think I've played vanilla of this game in, doing quick math, 25 years, something like that. So we're trying our best to go off of memory, but we're not making any promises at this point in time. By the way, nice letter pickup from Opno over at Monaco Rock.
I have something to guiltily admit. I still haven't played this game vanilla ever.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's okay. Randomizer is so much more fun. Thank you, Fred.
It is more fun.
All right, well, we have ourselves in a Darknet dungeon over in 3. That feels kind of vanilla to me, though you wouldn't see any blue ones over in level 3 in vanilla. And maybe we'll get to see an item underneath this set of blocks right over here.
Let's see if these are push blocks in the first place. And Opno picks up his candle.
Pricey candle, but worth it. You're not getting a free one unless you're lucky enough to stumble upon that red candle hanging out somewhere.
Stairs. Is this segmented or is this our item?
Oh!
Where did I speak into existence again?
Our segmented 3 segments in these smaller levels are always an absolute gem. I believe you rolled this evening too, huh?
Yes. I will. Commentator's curse strikes again.
Now we are getting our heart on the floor in 3 for Truant, though keep in mind again, heart shuffle is in fact on, which means that we're not guaranteed a heart on the floor of every dungeon. However, we are guaranteed at least one item on the floor of every dungeon, with obvious exceptions for, 2 and 1.
I have the patience to actually pull up the code for these types of seeds, or was able to figure it out. It would be fascinating to look over the logic trees, though.
Oh, I wildly agree with that. I would love to know what Fred has put into this. But it's a nice little secret because it makes sure that it keeps everything on the up and up and nice and reasonable. That's a semi-early Triforce over and through for Truant, but now he's got to go looking for the item.
Yeah, and we have a chance for bomb refills with these Dodongos, while Opno is going to find the segmented stair right about now.
Now, is he going to go for it? Is he going to keep sticking around? Oh, he's going for it. That's some good math over there, chat. Instantly max HP, orange dark nuts. Oof, you hate to see it.
You do hate to see it, but we have so far weak enemies, though I have a feeling this is good news that we haven't spotted any Wizrobes yet in this dungeon, so this could mean that potentially Wizrobes are not in the same dungeon enemy set as Darknuts, but we do not know that information yet.
That is true. I feel like I remember something in the back of my head about how the randomizer does split them up, but I don't know if that's correct or not. That might just be me making things up at this point in time, so no one here take that as any actual truth.
No, I believe you have 2 separate enemy groups, and I don't know what the randomizer does to assign them to dungeons, but I don't know the logic behind that, but I do know they're split into 2 enemy groups.
And incidentally, we have the option for another push block over here on Truant's side. I like that we've only seen 1 key so far, but we've seen at least 3 different key doors. So we're gonna see what that ends up taking a look like here.
Oh, this is a CJ3.
Whoops, all hearts.
At this rate, we're gonna just pick up mags when we find it on the floor.
Truant's heading back to the Triforce. He knows where it is. Opno's in the exact same room and is going to find that that heart in just a moment. And then also right on back to the Triforce. So this looks like this is going to be a pretty quick 3 for our runners.
Indeed it is, but that means we still have more dungeons to find.
That is true, and we've only just begun to untap the forest, which I believe is where we found 3 here today. And it is indeed where we found 3 here today. So with that being the case, I mean, we got a lot to cover here. Quite a bit.
Well, first we gotta burn down the forest with the candle.
Oh my goodness, the 2Q7 spot. Now I know that has the same chances of anything else in the Mixed Quest overworld, but it always feels to me like that spot doesn't do anything. So it's always good to see when it pops open.
Well, I have to believe runners at this rate have certain stigmas against certain spots because of being burned by them.
Oh my goodness, yes. By the way, speaking of burning, speaking of Wizrobes, by the way, we went in and we burned 1 screen up from 3, which Opno's about to discover is in fact level 1 with Wizrobes and Paul's voice.
Well, with this enemy spread, I believe this is a hard confirmation that the Dark Nuts and Jowls are in a separate enemy set.
That is true. Now,
I just realized, we have a map for 3 that we never got to see on Opno's end. Oh my, and I thought I saw a map for 1 and was looking at the art container rows.
We have Truant did find that one map over on the right-hand side and working the way through. Bombs are a necessity here, which is good to know. Sort of expected because it is one, but good to know. And oh no, key block.
Was that on Opno's side? Excuse me. Was that a heart on the floor that he picked up?
In one, oh gosh, if it was, I missed that as well.
Okay, is it just me, or does this one look very similar to what 3 looks like?
Interesting. Well, Opno's about to get the same news that Truant did by clearing out this room. That block does not push, and that door stays locked. Not that it would unlock, but there are no keys available. So that's the end of 1.
For now.
For now is right. We got to come on back to it now. For people who are not here all that often for Zelda 1 Randomizer, 1 follows the rules and shapes that exist over in First Quest. That means you will find 2 items on the floor and 1 item down the stairs. So 1 is small, and at the smallest level we're going to run into, and it's rich with items. So we're going to be taking a trip back there as soon as we go and we get the key necessary to keep moving.
Well, whether it's any normal keys or maybe the any key along the way. Okay, thank you, Adam. Apparently we found a boomerang along the way. Don't know where. Was that on the floor in 1? Because I know Opto didn't have a staircase item in there. Yet there was an extra heart on the second row. So now I'm just lost.
Yeah, I feel like we missed something entirely if that's the case there. Since we know we saw 3 and we saw both of our items in 3, so if he's got a wooden boomerang, that had to have been 1.
Because isn't 1 home to 2 staircase, 1 floor item?
2 floor items, 1 staircase out in
Wait,
1.
maybe that's what happened. A boomerang was on the floor, a heart on the floor, and we don't know our staircase yet.
Must have.
And we saw level 9 being close to level 4 on Truant's side.
Here we're hanging out up in Casino Corner. We're gonna go see it from OpnoPoint's point of view as well. Ooh, Flora, nice and easy finding that ladder.
Oh, that's nice. We have mobility. The ladder is just a way better form of mobility.
It's fantastic, and it's necessary mobility.
Oh, that's kind of funny. The ladder being right under the doormat of the ladder block.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's great to have that ladder, and as I mentioned about the Mixed Quest Overworld earlier, there are 2 ladder blocks on the Overworld in Second Quest, and that means that there's a risk that we might run into them here over on the river. So having that ladder is extra helpful because it might actually help you cover all of the different spots.
Well, with Opno's location, Opno's not going to be that far behind from Truant getting into this level 4.
That's a very linear path right up into the top of there.
Yes, indeed. And those are land molas. They have eyes. I'm learning, guys.
The red land molas are quite interesting because they're not the worst to deal with. Link moves faster than them. You can go and juke them a little bit. The blue ones are the tough ones. You end up having a really hard time if you have to go up against those guys in any sort of situation, especially when you're not geared for it.
Though, this floor looks kind of like a scythe.
Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it? And we see we see Opno working his way through the same room that Truant had to, and Truant will have to again with all the likes. Likes are always fun because they have a lot of HP, no matter how you roll this, and they don't drop anything ever.
So I guess I can say you likes.
Like the likes.
Or you dislike the likes.
They're just annoying, and especially if you want to get the magical shield. Likes, if they catch you inside them, they'll take it away from you. Not 100% of the time, but pretty often. So it's always kind of a challenge.
So can we consider likes to be slimes? Because slimes have similar destructive properties in media.
I think we can. Ooh, nice Kananiki from OpnoPoint.
And both of these runners are facing this Lionel room on a heart and a half a heart. Same risk. So, the question is, do you run for the fairy?
Yeah, you find that fairy. Oh, ouch.
Oh, I could make a certain... I don't know if y'all keep up with YouTube pop culture right now, but in Zelda Civilization, 90% of runners don't choose to go for the fairy. Only 10% do, and when they do, it's a risk. I am not word for that reference, but if someone knows what I'm talking about in the pop culture space, please let me know. I have doubts.
Well, I like that the Truant's continuing to chug along over here on the right-hand side of this map. And for what it's worth, for the reference point earlier, I think Truant actually burnt the key while Opno did the Canana key. Someone feel free to correct me if I got that wrong. The Canana key is aptly named after the person who really covered it. But it lets you go through and walk through a locked door if there's a shutter in that room, and you're pushing against it the exact moment you clear everything out in the room, or more specifically, that you can cause the shutter to open. By the way, speaking of shutters opening, that's an interesting power bracelet there for TruantGamer.
Indeed it is, and that is our second item out of 4. Now we just gotta... Okay, never mind. The Triforce decided to be right there.
Or decided it wanted to be nice and easy, just like we saw over in 3. Not too easy, not too hard. Nice, quick and simple way to go through.
Just gotta avoid that danger room right here.
There's those blue landmos, and like we were saying, they are not at all fun.
Luckily for our runners, there's a way around that.
And we get a couple bombs over on Opno's side, not a problem whatsoever. That death that Opno took put him behind a few seconds, but really, it's not that bad, all things considered. Arrow shop over at the 1Q letter cave, by the way, for Truant. Not picking anything up, but it's good to know where those arrows are, because we haven't seen any yet, so they may very well be the rare shop tonight.
Okay, I am so glad the monologue / pop culture reference was picked up by at least one person. I feel a lot better and have faith that y'all are keeping up with all the trends.
Alright, our key count's starting to get kind of nice right now. As a matter of fact, we may see a return to level 1 in the not too distant future. Power bracelet over on Opno's side, by the way, as well.
Oh, is that a meat block that's unnecessary?
Well, it's all said and done now.
Man?
I think that's an old man, but you know what? I gotta tell you, I don't fully know all of Opno's sprites.
Oh, wait, it is. I think it was just texture pack shenanigans.
Fair. Now we have Truant going ahead and finding some more levels on us this evening. But we're going back to 4. I'm sorry, going back to 1 instead.
Oh, so Truant... So I believe it looked like level 8 was near level 1, and Truant's heading back to this one to get more progress with more keys in hand.
And by the way, finding that same arrow shop on Opno's side that Truant saw already, making the choice, it's time to buy those arrows, and I don't hate that choice, you know? We haven't found the bow, we haven't found the silvers yet, but going to the previous comment too, you know it's going to be a poverty seed, you might as well go pay to get a thing that could matter when you need it, right?
Yes, but both runners are literally neck and neck and parallel. Opno's just literally a step behind Truant, and all it could take is a nasty game over that could be the difference between what's going on in this race.
Yeah, that's exactly it, and that's what we ended up running into here is, we took a look at what we laid out for these runners over here, right, and one death from Opno, and that's it. And now they're, 2 rooms apart at this point in time? I mean, it's just it's a testament to the quality of these runners by how close they are and how much their routing looks exactly the same, or almost exactly the same.
Okay, apparently we were being lambasted about calling this a poverty seed earlier. Can any seed in this flag set truly be called a poverty seed with the amount of secrets in mixed overworld?
I recognize the point that we're getting from chat. 36 is pretty good for a mid-secret, I do get that. But 3 is pretty rough for a small secret, and 70 ain't the best for a large one either. Maybe we don't call it poverty, but they are certainly not rich here.
But you know, it was destitute the other day when CJ had to give up a heart for a candle.
Oh my goodness gracious, yeah.
And both runners are making progress into the 1. It's only going to be a matter of time before each of them find our third item in 1 and the Triforce.
And they're in the exact
Why did I
same
just
right
speak
now.
this into existence?
Yeah, that's a nice clock for Opno. But it looks like we are going to keep going, digging for some more items here.
Bomb upgrade, ooh la la.
And that's interesting. Opno spent the money on the arrows. Truant didn't, so Truant can get that bomb upgrade right now.
Ooh,
I
and
wonder
a
if that's going to be
+4.
impactful. No.
+4 for his troubles. And oh well, Opno has 5, well, soon to be 4 keys. Wait a second. Huh?
There's a floor heart. You know, I gotta
We know
say,
the boomerang was on the floor earlier. Then where did that mysterious 11th heart from earlier before Opno got this? Not 11th, 9th heart come from?
ooh, that wand, however, wherever that came from, you know, in the basement down here, it's a nice choice to be having. Good offensive upgrade, and Truant's gonna be picking that up momentarily on his side as well.
Yeah, all we need is Betty to come through, and then we'll have some offensive upgrades, so... That's all for our items in 1.
Seeing that Opno's continuing to dig, I'm not convinced that we've actually seen everything that we wanted to see over in this one.
Then where did Opno get the boomerang?
There's
Never
a bow on
mind.
the floor,
What's
must not have been
going
on
on?
one. I mean, bow's a great thing to have, especially with Opno buying the arrows, so I simply take back everything I said about that bomb upgrade.
Can
I don't
someone
think
get
I've
rid of the
actually...
boomerang, please, on 1? What happened to the boomerang? Where did it come from? Where did it go?
I don't think I've actually seen the boomerang in Opno's inventory yet, so maybe we just, maybe we saw it on the screen with Gorilla's or something like that, and
We might have just jumped the gun.
However, I could also be wrong. Now I'm going to be paying close attention to his inventory and see what we get.
How could this happen to me? But with that, that is the third Triforce on the board. It is under 30 minutes. And level 8 is nearby, so you can guess it's level 8 time right now.
It may well be. I mean, our two runners are almost exactly even right now, but we're starting to see one of the very first divestitures between their movement. Now, granted, it's not too much of a divestiture, right? We're still hanging out on the eastern side of Hyrule, but we're moving around a little bit here today. Incidentally, Opno taking out the blue Octorok, because the blue Octorok, of course, is a bomb dropper, and then moving on from the rest of the screen. Opno's sitting at 2 bombs while Truant has that nice upgrade. I wonder if we're going to start to see a little bit of pressure.
Or is Opno going to start a global count? It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Will it work out?
I think we're hoping for our globals, the 1, 6, and 8, I think it is, that we get, and we got one of them right over there.
And that's our forgotten spot, right?
That was up in the Lost Hills we just had there from Opno. Incidentally, I just saw the cycle over in Opno's inventory from Wand to Bomb. If he had a boomerang, we should have crossed through that. So I don't actually think we've seen the wooden boomerang so far.
Okay, that's confirmation of that. But we have level 5 on Truant's side.
We absolutely do. So let's see what we get out of level 5. This is one of those interesting levels. It's the first one big enough to have its own transport without necessarily having a segment. It might have one, which means it's big enough to that maybe you dig it, maybe you don't dig it, maybe not when you have your bow. And keep in mind, important items can in fact be in 9 in this set.
I dig it. I had to.
Very
You
so.
walked right into that.
This is
But we
true.
have our first major point of divergence in this run, with Opno choosing to go to 8 and Truant staying in 5.
And that's an interesting strategy choice here, and I see pros and cons on both sides. I mean, 5 is smallish.
5 is smaller, but it also has a lower amount of items compared to 8.
Exactly. You're going to get 3 items in 8, and we don't really know what to expect for the sizes of 7, 8, and 9 quite yet. This could be a really small 8. It could be a gigantic 8 taking up most of the map.
Well, we don't... Wait, yeah, Truant has... We have Keese over here in 8. Let's see if anything's gonna be useful. Well, Truant here should make use of the ladder, and... Oh, never mind, we have a scam.
Uh-oh.
Opno, my man. Why pay the scam price?
Well, we do have a ton of hearts hanging around, and Max is not the most common thing to run across in these in this flag set here. I think that we'll see that heart go away. Oh, we did see that heart go away, and I don't think we're going to be worse the wear for it over on Opno's side.
Yeah, but Mags. We could have been in Mags. We were in Mags raid.
Ah, and you do love Mags. Mags is a great thing to have if you get to it. We haven't even seen it on the map quite yet, if I recall correctly.
Nope, we have not. Nor have we seen all of our overworld dungeons.
That is true. That is true. We are at we're still missing 2, 6, and 7, I believe. As we go ahead and we continue our poking around.
Okay, so it looks like this enemy set with the gels and the linos, I'd consider it to be the nicer, in quotation air quotes, nicer enemy set.
Very close Triforce out in 8 now that we went ahead and found that compass, and you know, I can agree with you on that one, K-Tap, because that wand can take care of business at a distance for the linos. But you got to get up close and personal when you want to get into those dark nuts, which is no fun for anybody.
Oh my god. Okay, that 8 has to be like a dinosaur costume where that little line under the top, from the second row from the top of world. That has to be like the part of the place where your eyes poke through the costume.
Oh, interesting, like that, huh? Like, you know, it's the short... Yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see this.
Or it has onesie potential, like a nice, cool dino-themed onesie.
Like, I'm thinking even a bumpy, like, Among Us type situation over here.
That's kind of sus, man.
Alright, we got Truant poking around in a room. We might be able to push a block in here. We'll actually see.
For those of you who are vouching that it's ET, I refuse to acknowledge that as ET because we all know what ET on the SNES looked like, and it is not that.
Book in 5. Well, there's our atlas. We now have the maps for every dungeon we walk into.
And 5 is from the glimpse I have of 5. Would you say it looks like an upside down glass?
Like a goblet, maybe even?
Yeah, that has something spilling out the top.
Yeah, we're blocked.
Sorry, SNES, I'm tired. My bad. I just know that game is what got buried in the landfill in the 80s because of the video game crash.
Yes, indeed. Finding a bomb spot here. Not too bad, but something was blocking us in 5, and I think we missed it because we didn't keep going.
I don't know. Could it have been a Dig Dogger block?
It may have been. Well, if you saw it in oh, keys. Oh, that's a really great call out.
Look at the 0. Look at the 0.
Thank you, chat. Good catch. Alrighty, Opno's still poking around, and hey, Truant is enjoying Candle Road to see what it is that we are going to find today. Hey, open staircase, by the way, Nate. I wonder where that's going to lead us.
I don't know, but we're going downtown. Okay, that's enough Little Shop of Horrors. We'll have more eventually. I mean, it is that time of the year.
It's Little Shop of Horrors time of the year? Oh, Halloween.
It is such a good musical.
It really is.
I mean, if we didn't have to talk about Z1R, I could talk about musicals and the varieties of them and the intrinsic styles and the various ages of them for days.
I was watching while you were pitching the idea of Phantom of the Opera for a new tune over on the recorder. I support it.
I mean, yeah, I'm also biased, because I can do Think of Me quite easily, but when you get to those high soprano runs at the end of the song Phantom of the Opera, after that first run, I need to get back into vocal shape to do that safely.
Opno's going to have to bomb up. That's not going to push for anything right over there. Oh, you really
Oh
hoped
my
that you don't
god, I
do
haven't
that.
seen you in days and weeks. Patra, my friend, how have you been?
Making everyone else's lives worse, that's for sure. At least we're doing this without the book over on Opno's side, because those fires you generate are a bigger hazard to you than Patra is sometimes. However, we are going downstairs again. That is something.
Ooh, and we have a red ring.
Well, Opno with the good defensive items. So that's exactly where that divestiture that you were talking about is going to come into play. Truant does 5, can't progress any further. Opno does 8, finds that red ring. Huge defensive advantage here. Worth the investment, and by the time the Truant gets to 5, especially
and
knowing...
Mags, and I think that's offset.
Oh my goodness, 11 hearts is enough to get that mags. Well, suddenly everything's changed.
About that red ring advantage, I think that's been moot with the magical sword.
Yeah, K-Tap, I got nothing anymore at this point. One of them gets an advantage and the other one finds a different one, or the exact same one. It's neck and neck.
It is. It's just, this rate, it's gonna be a race on who finds the rest of the overworld dungeons that we're missing first.
True. Opno's putting the real investment into 8, though. Like, there is a floor item that is sitting around here, and most of these rooms we've seen at this point. The question is, do we go see the rest of them, put that time, energy, and effort in there, or do we get that Triforce and just come back if we gotta?
So, looks like Truant is thinking about it, decides not to. Thinking about the keys. I mean, he has the bow. Maybe he might be looking for an arrow shop to spend all his cash in.
Yeah, that's true. Now he knows where that arrow shop is. We've only seen one of them so far, so that goes back to the nervousness that was out there. That maybe it actually is the rare shop. Gonna clear out those gels and see what we get here. Another Patra. Oh my goodness. Alright, Truant's direction says the Truant's about to take his trip over into 8 right now, too. So he's going to be a little bit further behind Opno, but that's A-okay. And probably hoping to find some keys along the way.
Yeah, but I don't think I think Truant's going to have the edge, because Truant's going to dig this 8. And is eventually going to stumble on that red ring.
If he does, I mean, he's going to really be able to burn through things pretty quickly with the magical sword, which is wonderful, don't get me wrong. But may also, because that I don't want to say early, but that compass and that Triforce are kind of sort of early. And 8's...
Oh, I just realized something.
Oh?
So, remember when Opno got mugged?
Yeah.
In this level 8? And we have the difference in heart containers and magical sword?
Yeah, that is true.
So... here's a food for thought. Opno could possibly not be able to pick up that sword because he gave up that heart container in this level 8.
That's absolutely possible. We know it's viable at 11, but it may not be viable at 10. But thankfully it is only 1 heart difference, so Opno may see it and may elect to return once that magical sword is found. If it doesn't.
So, depending on how each runner feels the seed's going, and if they feel like they have the time to come back from Mags, great. If not, it's going to be a bit of you're in a pickle, and it all depends on the mental state here.
Exactly. Truant, by the way, is trying to aim for a Kananiki right now by killing that last gel. Opno goes ahead and gets the Triforce. I think Opno saw every room in that 8 based on his map, but I do feel like there was a Patra that wasn't cleared. 1 out of the 3 that we saw, and that might be the floor item. But either way, we're heading out.
Yeah, but chat brings up a really good point. Opno's having some key troubles right now.
Oh, absolutely. Opno's feeling A-okay. I think Truant did.
Truant is showing symptoms of key starvation, which includes having 0 keys, looking for key drops on floors, killing enemies for key drops on floors, and being unsuccessful. Doctor's prescription would be to buy a key from a shop, or just pray you get lucky with a floor drop here.
Or even the any key, I would take that too. Great Kanana key again.
Right,
Truant.
I forgot about that. So here's my legal statement. I am not a doctor and I cannot give out doctor stuff, but key starvation ain't real.
Truant's doing work, by the way, on these Kanana keys, I gotta say. Just super impressive, going through and continuously just popping these whenever there's an opportunity. Oh, hello, 2.
Oh, here's level 2. So the seed is not being... Oh, there's the boomerang. A little twerp.
Yeah, hello, yellow boomerang, wooden boomerang, we found you.
Oh, we found our staircase item in 8. That's besides the red ring. Do we know what our floor item in 8 was, or no?
No, I think we left before seeing the floor item. Opno did go down that staircase, and I do believe Opno actually picked that heart up down in 8. But the floor item we didn't see. I have a suspicion it's under a Patra in the top right-hand corner of that map, but I might be incorrect on that one.
Well, I hope for Opno's sake it's not the silvers.
Yeah, I agree, because we know Opno from looking at his map, he saw everything. That's the only room that comes to mind as not being full cleared, but, you know, again, actually, maybe he did full clear it and I just missed it.
I see. Is that a regular key or is that the any key? Nope, just a regular key. Carry on.
At 7 keys, Opno's doing pretty solid. By the way, I believe this is the Patra that we did not clear over on Opno's side.
Okay, Opno 2 looks like a glass or like a drink with like something nice on the rim.
Yeah, I could get behind that. I like the one out in chat, though. That idea. It looks like a saxophone.
Ooh, I can see that. Oh, the teapot description's nice, but what I was saying before is, knowing this game and its behaviors, with Opno having 7 keys, my prediction is the any key is going to be our other floor item here.
And obviously we must have cleared that Patra, and I just misremembered because there's that red ring over there. So yes, we'll take a look at that. I'd like to see that that hanging around on the floor over here in 2.
So the good news for Truant, he can go fast. The bad news for Truant is no keys to go uber fast.
Now we know where that Triforce is.
Too. You go.
Oh no, just commented on Wizrobes by all means.
Oh, sorry. You and I are having some weird psychic moments, I'd like to think right now. Wait, what was that on the floor? I saw something.
That would be a recorder on the floor in 2.
Aw, man, I was wrong. But I think this means we have a high probability of the recorder blocking. We haven't seen 5 or 6, have we?
We have seen 5. We have not seen 6 so far. We're missing 6 and 7.
Right, it was 6 and 7, not 5 and 6.
And we did have Truant go take a trip over into 5 for a little while, but I believe that was where the key blocks and the key troubles really began for Truant this evening.
Ah, yes, that's a key point.
Ha ha ha! I see what you did there.
Ah, thank you. I'm glad. I saw something Truant picked up, and I don't know the... Oh, here's the scam.
Scam.
You have to around this.
Red ring. Got mags already. Who cares? Throw those hearts away.
Honestly, though, I do think this red ring and mags is going to make a difference in Truant.
Yeah, I agree. As long as those keys don't make a huge difference, and you know, Opno's picked up so many of them. I have to imagine it was. Oh, there we go. By the way, that's our floor item in 8. Is the red candle.
Oh, we have more fire. Great.
Yeah, as long as we don't continue to have pains from keys, and again, I expect that we're going to find some of those missing ones. Either that or 5 just eats keys in this matchup today. But we're going to be chugging along, I think, in terms of Truant's side. Really making up that gulf that's going on between Triforces.
Yeah, but we're also starting to run out of spots for the silvers. And you know what that means.
Oh, well, it could be very, very fun if we gamble on them in 9. Could be a bit of a gamble.
Kids, 99% of gamblers quit before they hit it big.
We got that Triforce and 8 for Truant. And now he's done. He's seen everything. No need to come on back over here. Whereas Opno may or may not choose to return, especially with the recorder in hand. Which, by the way, we're enjoying all sorts of recorder checks.
Yes, but recorder also means easier mobility around the world, and some of these dungeons have been clustered pretty close together.
It is true. We do have a lot going on over in Eastern Hyrule, and over in Western Hyrule, well, we haven't seen a ton. And by Western Hyrule, I'm really thinking Death Mountain.
So this means, besides their book, was there, because I know our book was our staircase item, I believe. Are we gonna get to see our other item in 5 now that Opno has the keys to see it?
Yeah, ideally so. Well, we'll see the other item in 5, and obviously the Triforce as we go further into the top of this level. Here's our 5 transport. Oh, you know, our favorite rule of 5. First push block, always transport.
And Truant, on the other hand, is looking to make quick work of this level too.
That Patra went down fast.
This is why I say Magical Sword's gonna make a huge difference here.
Yeah, Mags and Wand together really putting in some work.
Well, the Mags, Wand, and Red Ring combination.
Alright, so we know that we gotta take the path on the left-hand side in 5 to get up there, because there's an old man blocking it. Can't bomb up in an old man room.
Okay, I was just doing some mental math. So based on what we have seen, I'm counting that, in my calculations, I'm considering that the second item in 5 was found. We'd only have 5 unique items and 1 heart left in the pool. Per se. I don't know if my math is correct, so feel free to correct me in chat, because we still have Betty White, the Silvers, the item that shall suffer my wrath, the Any Key, and the Magical Boomerang in the mix.
Yeah, it's a good layout there and what it is that we're looking for. And I mean, we know 6 is still out there, 7's still out there, so there's 2 items in each of those that we have out there. 9 has another 2 items that we're looking at, but aside from that, I mean, we've been pretty much clearing everything out here, so we're going to see some very interesting stuff. And yes, I believe you're correct on that one, chat, is 5 has a heart on the floor.
Yep, so my calculations were performed on the correct assumption here.
Absolutely. Good
because
assumption.
All the remaining hearts that would be left would be taken capes. Oh good, at least it means my math streak's not completely dead at this hour.
I think it worked out great. And now we can have the book over on Opno's side. That's a world full of maps for when he starts finding 6, 7, and of course 9 is going to be a real gem for that.
To be honest, it would have just been able to do a simple derivative quicker than that.
Truant got his pickups. Truant's getting out of 2. Time for it to end and move on to the next hunt. Getting a little bit more of 5 and find it. Yeah, I know. You're going to stab that guy. Finding another mugger.
Oh, no. What have you done? Keep yourself in Mag's contention.
Yeah, that may have cost Mags right there. We won't know until we know, but it may have. By the way, Triforce out of 5.
Yeah, and that is our 6th Triforce on the board with only 6 and 7 left. And that recorder might make the difference here tonight, folks. Actually, we've done all our power bracelet checks, correct? Or we're doing them now?
Opno's looking at ones that Truant has already seen. I think that we might be missing the arrow in East Death Mountain at this point.
You mean Bogey's arrow?
Bogey's arrow. And then there's also another push block in Western Death Mountain that I believe we're missing. And then that, I think, is it that we're missing for the for the push block spots. So just overall, Death Mountain in general, we haven't taken a trip up there yet, and it looks like we may very well have to.
Yeah, but first let's check our recorder spots that are down here.
Absolutely.
The arduous trek.
We got the Deadwoods, we got the World Wrap screen, and heck, we have 2Q6 to take a peek at too before we decide.
The Opno could have world. Well, no, Opno's. Yeah, Opno could have world wrapped and eventually gone up to the coast.
And the answer to the question in chat is Mags is in fact 10.
Okay, so crisis averted for Opno. Oh my god, that's really funny with Mags being a big driver. Is that a driver or an iron? I can't tell with the sprite.
I don't know. I don't know what that actually looks like in NES Golf, which one is which. I'm going to guess it's an iron, but, who knows.
Hey, drivers are pretty powerful, so that's why I'm thinking it could be a driver.
No, they sure are.
And Truant opting for the red potion over the heart container. Okay, we have confirmation it's the driver, which makes sense logically.
Opno confirmed. Perfect. Well, I'm glad to know that. Thank you so much, Pegleg, over in chat.
Wait, so with an Opno sprite set, would it be that we have a wedge for a wood sword, an iron for Betty White, and then driver for Mags? Because that's the logical progression there when taking golf clubs into consideration here.
I gotta tell you, K-Tap, I think that is a wonderful question to ask once we have our interviews at the end of the game.
Okay, wedge/putter, same designation is what I mean. For wood sword, yeah, that makes sense.
Alright, so that grave recorder spot, no good at the World Wrap, though we are in fact doing the World Wrap for that heart. And that push block over in West Death Mountain, also no good. We are running out of spots.
Yeah, it's almost the time to climb Death Mountain.
And we see Truant's been doing some investigation over... Ooh, hello, Opno, finding level 6.
I blinked and missed. Where was that?
I believe that was the recorder spot that is technically in the forest, but one to the west of the coast.
So I was right about recorder being required.
We're indeed.
Oh.
And what did we find?
Items that doesn't allow for chaos in 9. Boo.
I know, now 9's gonna be too quick. Well, at this stage, Truant's gonna have to find 7 up here on Death Mountain to make this dig worth it, especially since Opno is just Triforce and go. There's nothing else that he needs. Get in, get your stuff, get out.
I mean, with the size of 8 being pretty big, if 7 is also a pretty decent size, that means 9 is gonna be small.
And there is 7 under a push block. Power bracelet for sure required as well up in the grave.
Oh, this 7 is something.
That it is. That's a tiny 7.
I'm trying to think of what it is. I can see the 6 is like the front of a ship, like the bow of a not the bow, Why can I not remember my boating terminology? I should know
the bow?
The front of the ship.
Yeah, the bow of the ship, or...
Okay, I was correct. I'm just counting myself.
The top half of 7 kind of looks like Mr. Game & Watch to me. Like,
I can totally see it. Or that suggestion in chat about guns and shooting someone.
Now, Opno found that compass over there in 6 and is really, aside from killing fires, which is always fun, is really just going for that Triforce right now, which makes complete sense. Even skipping out on the outcome of the Ruby boss, my goodness. Did we kill? Yeah, we killed the Tadanku, because why not, right? Just double check that room is not anything. And so here we are. A few keys guard the Triforce, and we are out of 6.
Oh, yeah. We forgot to bring up the point that Opno's in go mode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, I just realized this feed, no Death Mountain required.
No, in the end, there was no Death Mountain. It looked like we were going to be favoring it, but I guess we lucked out with a recorder spot and the grave push block going ahead and closing out the rest of it.
Well, Opno's not completely out of the woods yet. So, we don't know if Opno's gonna go to Death Mountain first before checking these power bracelet recorder spots down here, but I don't think so based on what he's doing.
And there's not a whole lot left for him to check out in this area too, so then the question's going to become, do you clear the grave? Do you go to Death Mountain first? You know, what are you going to actually be doing in this type of situation?
Because this can make a lot of difference here.
And not a terrible compass for Truant, but Truant's going to keep looking. Like, they have to make sure that they don't leave anything of importance in the 7, which, by the way, there's a magical boomerang. I would consider that maybe of importance in 7, but it appears Truant does not.
But the question I just posed to Opno, for his decision-making on what to do, could also be posed to Truant, because both runners know where one or the other is, but need the information the other has.
Yeah, exactly. And fighting the blue Wizrobes, oh, that's never fun. Never fun at this stage. Oh, looks like Opno's deciding that it's Grave and Death Mountain time. Now, which direction are we going to go first?
That's not good for Opno, but if you're in Truant's corner, all the more to it.
Yep. People cheering for Team TruantGamer over here, you know. This is exactly what you want to see. Opno's making the dig that just doesn't need to be done over in East Death Mountain. And then, you may want to cheer for West Death Mountain to follow that. We'll see.
This is the epitome of the "you had one job" meme for Opno.
We see our floor item in 7 is a heart, which means Truant's done here. Truant's seen everything that they need to see. Time to get out and go hunting for 6.
At this rate, which mean all the take any's and losses from the all the losses from the scam rooms. I think Truant's seen all our heart containers.
Yeah, I believe that. We've given up
an 8-cell heart seed. So I'm realizing, yeah, based on our items, we don't know where Betty White is, but there's 3 items left and 2 of them can be a 9.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So we have, I mean, we got, yeah, we don't have a whole lot left. The Coast Heart is, if Truant picked that up, and I think they gave up 2 to Muggers, maybe we're missing 1 heart on their side, but even then.
It's practically almost a full clear for Truant.
Yeah, it's, well, good for them, right? A lot of hearts, always a good thing. I know some people that would be supportive of that.
Cough, cough, CJ, cough, cough.
Oh, yeah, cough. Alright, there's our Triforce in 7 for TruantGamer. So we're at the point now where it's the hunt for 6, and we're going to see how we do. And Truant's got the recorder, can definitely bounce around. 6 is not terribly far from the 3 and the 1 area. So may end up taking the trip there. We'll see. But Opno is going to do that screen scroll over to that push block, and then boom, we are in business.
Oh good, Opno is now ready to get rumbling, because both of our runners do know where level 9 is, I believe.
Yeah, that they do.
Now that Opno's in full gear drive, now the ball is in Truant's court.
Yeah, and Truant, you know, as much as the 2 of them have been in lockstep for most of this, the key block in 5 really was a bit of a game changer here for Truant. There's still overworld exploration to be done, but with that key block in 5, not picking up that Triforce, and I think that the floor heart in 5 is the one that Truant missed, but again, I might be wrong on that one. But Opno doesn't have to dig 7, Truant did, so everything's a little bit challenging, all because of a lack of keys. Oh, and there's our bait block. Turns out we don't need it today.
Yeah, but Opno's gonna make quick work of the 7, because the Triforce wasn't too far from here.
No, just a little bit. Little ways up, and then boom, you're ready to roll.
Opno's like Sitting very pretty at 250 something rupees.
Oh, sure. And now that we have found that compass, we know it is time to go. Oh, we're actually going to go looking for stuff, aren't we, Opno? Interesting. Opno knows that it's time to grab stuff and get out, but a little investigation, I guess, never hurt anybody.
Because if it's something like the any key, life will be a lot easier.
Sure is. So 6 is a pretty healthy number. I mean, 9 can do 9 things and frequently does, but 6 is pretty healthy.
So how big do you think level 9 is going to be based off of our maps of level 7 and 8?
Oh gosh, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm hoping it's full of magical stairs and Ganondorf in a corner. Zelda, nobody even knows where Zelda will end up.
Oh, I forgot. In the 7, you have to take a bit of a weird path to the Triforce.
Yeah, things are not bombing for us like we wish. 61 rooms in 9, I like that guess, chat. Alright, Truant's going through and more or less closing out the remainder of the spots that they had to find over with the recorder. And hey gosh, while we're here, might as well clear up file. We know we gotta go ahead and pick that up.
Yeah, Truant's gonna zoom in through this 5.
Gotta feel nice taking down the Vires in one hit. I mean, it always does, and it always feels bad when they roll
Oh,
out.
this was a weird 7, a magical staircase to the Triforce room.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Decided it wanted to be segmented without being segmented.
It's a quasi-segmented. Or pseudo-segmented. Better terminology.
Oh yeah. Well, Opno, congratulations on your 8 Triforces. It's time to take a trip to 9.
Pass go and collect $200.
Though I don't know where he'd fit that in his wallet. I mean, we're only 12 rupees away from max.
Yeah, blame the system, not the game.
Truant going ahead and hitting that other mugger right now, and oh boy, it's the room with the Triforce. And there we go.
Yeah, just getting that heart refilled. That's gonna... Ooh. This is a chunky 9, though... Okay, it looks like, for those of people who've actually played Minecraft here, hear me out, it looks like a gas.
Yeah! I can see that. So I think this is 57 rooms in this 9. And K-Tap, this absolutely looks like a ghast.
Wait, you played Minecraft?
Oh, well, listen, we're not... No, yeah, I've played Minecraft.
I'm a bit worried. There's so many Minecraft references I can make. But now that I have free will to make them, knowing that y'all understand, I feel a lot better now.
Oh, make them all. I'm almost expecting to hear the baby cry as they walk into the next room that ghast makes.
Oh, I was gonna go back to early 2010s YouTube era and Minecraft references.
Oh, I'm ready for those.
There, man.
Oh, and I don't know if we should be talking about different YouTubers, but we could reference some of the good ones like Ethos Lab and all that. Oof.
Oh my god, I am an Etho girly to this day.
Oh, fantastic. Alright, K-Tap, we have much to discuss when we get offline here today.
Yes, we do.
Alright, let's see here. Is this going to actually be the kidnapped here behind the, what was that, 8 blue Wizrobes? Gotta clear them to find out.
For the horde or for the sword, dig, 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 dig. That's what we're doing in this level 9.
Alright, we did not need to actually, well, I mean, we probably need to clear the room, but we didn't necessarily need to worry about getting it for the kidnap, so that's good. Nice shoot room.
But Opno's making quick work of this level 9, and we have Truant getting a little caught in a pickle here on this, between this Zora and this Coast Heart.
Yeah, and by the way, I believe, hello Zelda, welcome to level 9, in the slot right underneath the D in World. Now we gotta go find ourselves some piggy for tonight.
Yeah, and I heard music for a second and couldn't listen fast enough for processing speed.
I don't need to kill that room with the keys there. You got nothing you're looking for there. Go up a bit.
Honestly, this 9 is going to be pretty quick to work through with this nicer enemy set. And Truant finally gets his silver, so it's going to be a little too late right now.
Well, Ganon's room in 9, but there is no Ganon. Where might we find him?
Where in the world is Ganon? I cannot do that whole vocal sequence because of the lack of syllables there.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, you'd make Rockapella happy though if you pulled it off.
Man, I'm just always like, I've seen so much footage of the old show, that documentaries on the old show. I just wish I was around I was alive back then in keyword to witness all that. Because those type of shows always made me so happy as a kid, and it was just, I was just 10 years too late.
Feeling old, because I remember watching those when they were coming out. But this is, even as Opno digs through this incidentally, like, you know, Truant, it's going to be a mess, but Ganon could be tough to get to. Could be 1.5 million stairs. Could route this.
This is the very nice enemy set in level 9, so there's not really much stopping Opno on his warpath.
No, I mean, you're 100% right. Like, this is, it's not looking great for Truant. It's not 0%.
Truant needs a Hail Mary level of a miracle right here. Like, 4th quarter, 5 seconds left, Hail Mary touchdown miracle level.
Up an A and accidentally hit retry. That's an option.
Or, oops, I forgot to save, or my system gets pulled out of the wall.
Up. I hear a piggy.
The Sword of Damocles is swinging.
Ooh. But we don't know which room it is, and we cannot bomb into either.
There's other ways around that.
Not that way.
And for those wondering, yes, Opno does have cola, I believe, or was that Truant earlier? Maybe it's Truant.
I definitely saw Truant pick up the red potion. Opno, maybe?
Maybe not. He did pick up the note for it.
True. Yeah, chat, this looks like it's going to be time for a magic staircase. Maybe we could go far right here and try to bomb up, but we're going for the staircase. Let's take that attempt.
This staircase is like, I can show you the world. Shining, simmering, spinning. Tell me, princess, where will that Ganon lie? Okay, I'm getting pretty good thinking of this stuff on top of my feet while keeping the original the rhythmic pattern.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of Aladdin action in here. I'm in full support of this. And
I'm as much support as I can before Disney sticks their lawyers on us.
All of a sudden, whoops, this doesn't make it to YouTube.
I don't think they're that. Never mind. I don't think they're that litigation happy. But then I remember some of the stories I've heard about their litigation team.
Incidentally, very very smooth ladder clip from Opno on his side as he's walking through. Right now, it's turned into just a simple, hey, find a magic stair, take a magic stair. Which one is going to put me in there, right?
So, things are not over in the TruantGamer camp. Truant could hit that magical staircase he needs and get to Ganon.
I love that that Opno managed to get into the staircase for the item in 9 and then up in 8 before we could see the item, so we can't track it.
Ah, I hate when they do that.
But to be fair, there's nothing that's going to be a game changer for him here. Raft is irrelevant. Any key's nice, but again, 6 keys. And White Sword, you already got the magical sword, so.
Yeah, no need for Betty White tonight.
But this 9 is doing exactly what 9 things are right now. Truant's about to find out, by the way, where Zelda is. So all of a sudden, that's been evened up. And this may very well just turn into who finds the right magic stair and when.
Because both have paths to Zelda. It's just who has the path to Ganon.
Exactly. It's rolling the dice who is going to find that stair.
I think Truant might have that Hail Mary moment of luck.
That quite literally might be this time. Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
Raft.
We found one item.
Oh, good. I can stay right where it is and just collect dust.
Wonder if they'd have any interest if we asked politely for them to go ahead and go back and just say, hey guys, we still want to know what that other item was in, what was it, 6?
Nope, we don't have time for that. That's the difference between winning and losing here. Life and death in this tournament.
Oh, I was gonna say, Opno found such a great stair, but look at the chute.
Oh, shoot, indeed. Let's see, is this the staircase we're looking for?
Oh, that's what got him up here. It's time to go poking for another one, I think. Yeah,
Never
try our
mind.
best. The map, oh, yeah, that's helpful.
Oh, wait, we have a staircase over here in this wizard room. Is this our other item or transport?
It
Oh,
is
it's
the
Betty
item.
White. So, what dungeon do we not see another item in? Because that's where the Annie key is.
I believe the one that we are missing at this stage of the game is the floor item in 6.
I believe you are correct now that I'm thinking about it.
That tells us where every item is for the... I had to double check my tracker before I said that, by the way.
Honestly, this is just a very close race, but it also... Opno has the slight advantage here due to being in 9 a bit longer. And that knowledge right now is going to be very invaluable.
True, and I think one thing that's been a little bit missing is we've been sitting here, you know, Team TruantGamer really wants to go and find that stair early. I don't know if Truant's heard the roar yet.
No, wasn't it? It was out all the way out east.
Yeah, it was like northeast-ish. I want to say it was 1, 2, 3...
Truant could
He was
just stumble
4 down
upon
to
the
the 9.
stair and just get there. We don't know what's going to happen.
Right, exactly.
And Opno has the knowledge that Ganon's there. So it looks like Truant's going to be closing in on that knowledge pretty soon.
And I believe it's the room he's in right now is where you'll hear the roar. So it's either one to the east of this room in the unmarked column or one above. I don't think we've been in the dash column to hear that.
Yeah, that's the room.
Equal information at this point in time. Just time to find... Yeah, shooting the arrow. Not happy there.
Oh, this is going to be so close. I hope to God it's not like 1 or 2 seconds apart, because that means someone is gonna have to go rewatch the end of this and do timing frame by frame.
But hey, you know what? It's a great match to watch, and we've been having a great time watching it so far, so if somebody's got to sit back and do this frame by frame, good for them. Ooh, this is a new room.
Oh, this is a new room. Is this gonna be the path that we need to take to Ganon? Under the eye of the ghast?
There we go. It looks like it is.
Oh my gosh, we have Ganon soon!
Alright, so this tells us it's in the 9 column, so we gotta go...
Huh? Nani?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I'm breaking into...
Oh, you know what? Because that ruled it out, so we know that it has to be the 3rd one down in the 9 column, but he couldn't get there from there because he's already been 4 down. That's what that happened was. That's why he pushed.
Okay, my brain caught up.
Took me a second. I was like, wait a minute, I'm confused.
This 9 is pulling 9 level... 9 is pulling ultimate levels of BS right now.
Very trolly 9, that's for sure.
Oh yes,
Oh, hey, look,
indeed.
it's this room again.
So how are we gonna get to our closed-off Ganon room right now?
We've seen almost every possible staircase that's out there. We gotta find the last 2 that are left.
Oh, this 9 is
That
that
could be one
trolling
of
you say? This could be one of them because I don't remember seeing the staircase link up with anything earlier.
Yeah, I think this is actually...
Wait, was this
it.
a 2 magical staircase set requirement to get to Ganon at this rate?
May have been. This is it.
Oh my god, that is funny.
Alrighty. And we have Ganon, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we're not gonna have Ganon for that long, because he's gonna get turned into mincemeat.
Yeah, there's only 4 hits needed with the magical sword. Not that we would even need that with players like this. They'll go ahead and they'll churn through that very, very fast. The last one from Opno.
Thanks, CJ, for the correction here.
Yeah, much appreciated. Chat keeping us honest. And ooh, can
And
we get to
we
Zelda
are-
from the right?
That's what we're gonna find out right now.
Not. Interesting. Well, that's okay, because Opno still has a path. Truant still poking around a little bit. There's going to have to be some digging, some bombing, some investigating to go ahead and get there. But Opno is well on the way. Something's going to have to hold up Opno pretty aggressively for this to be the end of it. Or for this not to be the
I
end
don't
of it.
think it's possible at this point, because Opto has practically explored almost all of this level 9.
Trolley 9 is Trolley. Oh, good. Truant found the raft as well.
But too little, too late, and unnecessary.
Oh, clear in this room again. What a room. Even with the red ring.
Yeah, you were
Max.
saying about potential holdups right now?
I know, right? Full complement of bombs, you know, magical sword, red ring, but you're on 3 hearts. There's always a risk in a room like that. But not too bad. Great combat from Opno, barely taking hits. Here we are. There is Zelda's room.
And with that, it's your GG's in chat. OpnoPoint is our first place finisher of this race with a time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 39 seconds.
GG's for OpnoPoint. Fantastic run, fantastic work. Made for a fantastic game to go ahead and to watch here. So we're going to go and we're going to try to get Opno into the room to have an opportunity to chat with us and see what's going on. And yeah, see where everything sort of goes from there. Now, as you see, we've already updated on the tracker. I know that the stream is going to be a couple seconds behind what's going on. But we have had a forfeit from Truant, so we're going to try to get both of them in here. And by the way, welcome OpnoPoint. Congratulations tonight, GG.
Oh, thank you. Wow, this is level 9.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That was something, wasn't it, huh?
It was.
Ganon was super well hidden.
Yeah, you almost full cleared this entire level 9, but that was a very good performance for you, Opno.
Yeah, well, I had 3 rooms left unchecked when I found the last transport.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm trying to count that, and I thought that you managed to almost full clear that entire 9. So three rooms out of, I think, 57. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Well, there were some rooms that were around Ganon that was blocked by the last transport. I like the random transport. It was between 2 shoot rooms and Zelda.
Give me 2 seconds here, by the way, too, because I just want to make sure we can get Truant in here. Looks like we have a rough invite, so just a moment.
I have questions for both of you, so I'll wait until Truant gets here.
Alright, sorry as we're getting that taken care of. And if that didn't work, I mean, I'll just hit the add button. I'm pretty sure I got the opportunity for that, so.
Okay, I'm just gonna be straight to the point. Jess wasn't the one who rolled this.
No, K-Tap, who actually did that?
I'm sorry for any emotional damage that this 9 inflicted upon you too.
And welcome to the commentator's booth here at Truant. GG, great game. Well,
Truant,
everybody,
is your headphones plugged in or your mic?
It's always the mic.
always. Well, gotta ask the question, right? We heard a little bit of it from Opno, but gotta ask the question when we have you both here. What'd you think of that 9? Be honest.
Oh, that was horrid. I I was saying in chat, I found Zelda pretty early. That was like the most direct route possible to find her. And then had the shoot room there. And then found another shoot room. And then couldn't find the way. And oh, here's a stair. The first stair I find is an item. And then one stair took me over there by Ganon, but I couldn't get to him. And then I find the other stair, which takes me nowhere good. So I just couldn't get anything going in there.
So
Yeah.
I do have some news that might brighten up your night, Truant. You and Opno were pretty much neck and neck for routing and stuff with very little divergement. Minus the hunts for levels 6 and 7.
Yeah, it was. You guys were together, almost on the same screen as we went for a good while. Well, you did a split though. One of you went off to 5. Truant, you went to 5, while Opno went ahead and decided to dig 8 at an early stage. And ended up picking up the red ring pretty early on, as compared to Truant. You got stuck with keys out of 5, if I remember correctly, and
Yeah.
that kind of created some challenges downstream for you.
Yeah, that disappointed me. Getting there and then being key blocked out of 5, and I think I was 3 rooms away from the Triforce, so I eventually made my way back to 8. Couldn't get any keys out of 8 either. What was that about?
Yeah, there were so few key drops in the life. I have 5 of them marked on the entire map.
There was one stage where Opno, you had like 8 keys going on, and I have no idea where you found all of those, because I was right when we were looking at Truant, and he had absolutely 0. And it was wacky just seeing the difference. Though maybe 5 ate up a whole bunch of those keys too that Truant ended up picking up.
Was it like 11 keys, I think, when I was looking for 6, 7. Then I was at 8 when I entered 9 and finished with like 1 key.
Yeah, the any key would have been nice if we'd end up finding it. We just by process of elimination. I think that ended up being the floor item in 6, because I don't think we saw that on either of your screens. You know, you guys saw silvers, saw the compass, got the heck out.
Yeah, I found everything but that one, so it had to be key.
Yeah, that'll do it. And the magical sword, actually, quite lucky for you guys. 10 hearts for the magical sword. We were sitting here getting very, very nervous after Opno paid to the muggers first. We were getting worried that Truant, you picked it up at 11, that Opno wasn't going to be able to get it, sitting at 10. Then there was
2 hearts, actually.
Yeah, you paid 2. So after you picked up a new heart, and then you paid it again, you're back to 10, and we're like, oh no, what's that going to look like? But 10 hearts it was.
What was the floor item at level 8? Was it a heart or a red candle?
Red candle.
I must have mismarked of one room somewhere, because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we saw you hit the start button and take a look at your map a few times. I miscounted which room it was in. I thought it was under a Patra, but it was actually under the red dark nuts in one of the rooms. It looked like you saw every room in 8, so it had to have been a mismark.
It wasn't every room in the part there. There's one room I did not clear. I forgot to mark it as uncleared. That had to be the one behind me. So when I got the Triforce, I was like, I hope this is not silvers, because I'm done if this is silvers. And then I was looking for 6 and 7. I ended up in the Dead Woods, got the 10 heart magical sword. And I don't know why I felt like world wrapping to get the heart in the quarter split in the forest. Normally I would have just continued up and found 7, dug that, decided to world wrap and found 6 with the silver arrow, so I felt like a genius with that.
Yeah, it did work out pretty well. Most of the levels ended up, actually almost every level except for 7, really ended up being on the east side of Hyrule here. And 7's the only one. Both of you took the whole dig through East and West Death Mountain with, not necessarily the most fruitful digs that existed out there, but both of you went through it to make sure that you covered all your bases, because you were both on the hunt for, I think, different levels at that point. I want to say, Opno, you were digging for 7 at that point, and Truant, you were digging for 6, but I could be slightly off on that one too.
At that time, I was still looking for 6 and 7. And I went West Death Mountain first because I figured I could bomb my way through that faster than I could go up and down and search East Death Mountain. And I figured I could just recorder back to 2 and circle back that way after I checked Grave area. And then I think I found 7 and worked my way back down, and then I world wrapped and found 6 after. I think I recorded to 5 maybe. I don't remember everything. It got a little messy there at the end.
Yeah, well, overall, it was a great run from both of you. You know, to the previous points that K-Tap was saying, you guys were basically neck and neck for the entire chunk of it. And if you didn't hit that key starvation over there, Truant, it would have been neck and neck the whole rest of that time too. So it definitely made for a great view, and both in 9 at the same time digging through. I know we saw pretty much every transport stair over on Opno's side. I know you were coming up on much the exact same thing too. Big, interesting 2 runners, great caliber, both running against each other. It was fantastic to see from this side of the house.
So I am bringing up. So according to the bracket, Opno, your next opponent is either Eat My Steel or Tabby Orange, and they will be playing off tomorrow on SpeedGaming 3 at 11 p.m. So you will not know your opponent until tomorrow, or perhaps, well, actually, it won't be till Wednesday because it'll technically be midnight. But that's semantics. But looking at the schedule, to bring that up fully, we have 2 matches tomorrow. We have our 7 p.m. match, which is Sigil 711 versus Custom, and the match I aforementioned previously, Eat My Steel versus Tabby Orange. The 11 p.m. match has been given a home on SpeedGaming 3, so you can check there for that, but keep an eye on the schedule for what SpeedGaming channel the 7 p.m. match is going to be assigned, if we get enough people to help broadcast that out.
And take note of those matches that we're hearing. Those are the last 4 matches of the round of 32. After that, we're going to be shifting into the round of 16 for everybody that took their wins in this first grouping here. So this is going to be super exciting to see. These are an opportunity to see everybody who's going to be playing in this tournament. By that point in time, it's all going to be over by end of day on Friday. So 2 games on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Friday. And then we're good to rock and roll and get into the next stage.
And with that, runners, do you have any final words for our viewers?
Thanks for coming out, and good luck, Opno.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Thanks for the commentary and tracking and viewers. It's always fun. And regardless of who I face in the next round, I have faced them. Both at some point before. You know, might still I faced them the last main tournament in the round of 16 as well. Tabby was a long time ago. 2023 Rookie Rumble. He's the one who knocked me out. So I'm waiting a while for maybe a chance at revenge. We'll have to see.
Well, that we will. Well, I'll give a big thank you to the 2 of you for running tonight, and calling out to everybody out here too. Oh, the bot is taking this news. Let's go ahead and see if we can't fix that. But in the meantime, for everybody else out here too that's going ahead and watching. I mean, these runners, they do this not only for their own entertainment, but they do it for our entertainment too on the stream. They don't have to be streamed, right? It's just a nice boon for everybody here to get an opportunity to watch it and enjoy and have commentary in the chat as we go along. All that's fantastic. All of that makes for a wonderful time, but it's a big thank you to everybody for going through and doing this. It is incredibly great to see players like this put on great entertainment for our complete benefit over here. So thank you for the 2 of you. By the way, thank you to SpeedGaming for hosting this in the first place and making sure we're up here. And K-Tap, thank you for commentating with me. It's our first time doing this together. It is a pleasure. And Camion, thank you for tracking, keeping us honest, being the real MVP.
I'm gonna say ditto your statements because I'm tired and don't want to keep repeating words at this hour. Would you like to sign everyone off, Neo?
Absolutely will. Take a quick peek in chat. The bot has been fixed. The links to the runners, please follow the runners. The runners are, great content. They're making stuff outside of these core races over here. Go check that out. And also, by the way, follow KTAP, follow Camion. Don't necessarily care about following me. That's okay. But you can see all the links out there in chat. Get the opportunity to do it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. It's much appreciated. You all have a great rest of the day, and we look forward to catching you in the future at more Z1R.